Hey guys, it's Saul Vasquez, and this is my fully built, complete power supply project for ESYS 54. And I'll explain a little bit about what I have here. So this is just a electrical box that I bought from Amazon. It's a 5 by 8 inches. I went with this box just because I like the tinted cover that it had, and I didn't want a super big box just because I think all the parts fit just right in this box, and also didn't want a smaller box just because I felt like the transformer was big enough already for this box. So I went with the 5 by 8. Outside out here in the front, the way I have my parts set up, I have the 2 potentiometers on the outside, the 2 binding posts right in the middle, and then right on top I have the 2 digital displays. And then in the back here I have the power switch, and then where the AC power plug connects to, and that way I can it's easier to connect the plug in the back, so that way I can just power on the switch in the back. Now going on to the electrical parts of the build, I have the transformer mounted and screwed to the box itself right here in the corner, and the same thing with the board itself. I have it screwed with some spacers in between, so that way it's not screwed to the actual box, but it's here right in the center. This is the power switch that's connected to the power plug. And then we turn around the box. I have the 2 displays right here, the 2 potentiometers, and the 2 binding posts right at the bottom, and they're all connected to the board itself. And so when I power on the power supply, it's connected to the primary of the transformer. This the black and white wire connected to the primary, and then the secondary is connected to the positive negative side of the rectifier, and then the center tap is connected to the ground on the board. And then we have the 2 potentiometers connected, one on the positive side, and then this is for the negative side. And the 2 displays connected, one leading to the negative, one to the positive side. And the 2 binding posts down here, again, one positive and then one negative. And that's how it looks on the inside. And now to test the power supply itself, I'll be turning it on and showing you guys the voltage readings on the multimeter. So first we're going to test the positive side. Connect the leads to the binding posts and turn on my multimeter. Alright, so as soon as I power it on, it has a reading of 1.2 volts. This display is not showing up because it starts to kick in around 4 volts. That's when we'll be able to see a reading on the display. So as soon as I turn the knob, there you can see it turns on. And we crank it to the max. It has an output of 17.1 volts on the multimeter. It's around 17 volts. And we crank it down back to a minimum. It starts fading away around 4 volts on the display, but on the multimeter it's 1.2 volts. All right, and now for the negative side. And it will be reading the same thing, negative 1.26 volts. And as soon as I start cranking the potentiometer, it has an output of negative 17 volts. On the display, on the multimeter, negative 16.95, negative 17 volts. And again, I turn the knob on the potentiometer back, and again it starts fading away around 4 volts. And now it's gone on the display, but on the multimeter it's negative 1.26 volts. And yeah, that's my whole build. I think I could have done a little bit better with this binding post. I messed up in the beginning. I cut out a entire hole, and instead of just drilling 2 holes like I did on this side, but I was able to figure it out on how to mount this binding post. But other than that, I think it turned out pretty well. So thank you guys, and hope you guys liked the build.